Hi there, my magical star beings. This is Psychic Siren Tarot, and welcome to the channel. In today's reading, we're going to be taking a look at the effect your presence has on others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. We have 3 piles to choose from. So for pile number 1, we have Lapis Lazuli and the card Beyond the Mind. For pile number 2, we have Amethyst with the Portal Keeper. And for pile number 3, we have Agate with Air. So I'm going to give you a few seconds to pick a pile, pick whichever one you are most drawn to. So hopefully by now you have picked a pile for yourself. If not, please go ahead and pause the video. Once you're done picking a pile, please find the timestamps for your pile in the description box below, and then I'll see you at your reading. Hi there, my pile number 1s. If you chose the Lapis Lazuli crystal and the Beyond the Mind card, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the effect you have on others with your presence. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself enjoying this reading and if you want to stay up to date with what I post daily, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I do have a limited amount of space available, so you can find my email address in the description box below. Let's go ahead and shuffle your oracle cards first, and then after that we'll take a look at your tarot cards. So firstly, as I tap into your energy pile number 1, I'm smelling delicious food energetically. And what it's making me think of is, you know, when someone cooks a wonderful meal and you just smell it and you want to eat it, it's kind of giving me the feeling that there is something about your energy where people want to be around you. That is the effect you have on them with your presence. Like, people want to be around you. People want to hear what you have to say. People want to consume your deliciousness. Not like literally, but energetically, if that makes sense. They want to be around you. So, spirit guides of pile number 1, spirit guides of pile number 1, the effect they have on others with their presence. We have harmonic flight. I do feel like this pile is full of high vibrational people, and there are a lot of people that want to be around you. I'm hearing with the harmonic flight card, some people will manifest a person exactly like you and then receive a person exactly like you, like receive your presence. And they're just so shocked and surprised by it that it kind of blows their mind, if that makes sense. So let's say somebody is praying for a specific person or thinking in their mind, I would love to have a friend like this, or I would love to have a person like this in my life, or a lover like this in my life. And then they meet you and it kind of just blows their mind that their dream version of the person they want actually exists. And their prayer was actually answered, or their wish was actually answered. We have the crown chakra with the unlimited self. So again, going back to the high vibrational energy, because your energy is so high vibrational, pile number 1, what I'm about to say is not something negative, but it depends on the way you see it. So as I was in your energy, I felt like itchy all over my body, and I felt like I almost wanted to crawl out of my skin. And what I take from that is, like, some people feel a little bit uncomfortable around you, not because you're doing anything negative to them, but because your energy is so high vibrational that some people just can't be around you for too long if they are low vibrational people. And that's not a bad thing. That's why I say it depends on your outlook on this. Because people on the same or similar vibration as you will either meet you at your level if they're not at your level yet. And I don't mean that in an egotistical way. I'm talking about vibration here of energy. They will either meet you at your level if they're a lower vibration than you, or they will try to pull you down to their level. So be careful of low vibrational people that try to provoke you, that try to bring feelings of sadness out of you, that try to humble you because you're kind of like on this high vibration. So subconsciously, they may think you see yourself as better than them, but that's not true. So be careful of people like that. You don't want to hang around people like that anyway. So that's why I say it depends on your outlook on this, where some people, they like you, but you're just so high vibrational that their energy isn't a match to yours. So you need to find other high vibrational people as well. So what I'm about to say here is, what I'm seeing here is you are a grid worker, my pile number ones. You have a very powerful, strong energy. Because Spirit is showing me dragon energy. So to me, that is somebody that is very powerful and strong. You have a very big energy and aura. And what I'm seeing here is you are on the path to becoming your best version of self, your highest potential, the unlimited version of yourself. As a result of that, you have this effect on the whole earth around you, on the grid of the earth, on the energy of the earth, the energy of the city, country you're in, wherever you travel to, where you also help the people around you upgrade to a higher version of themselves, jump timelines. That's what Spirit's showing me. So essentially what a grid worker is they have a very powerful energy and they're meant to sort of help the vibration of the planet rise. Because they have such a high vibration, they help the vibration of the planet rise. And basically what it is the earth has grids of energy. I've seen this myself where it will kind of, it's hard to explain, but I see like hexagons of colors, like the aura of the grass and the sky and all of that. And that is an energy grid. And essentially what grid workers do is they put their high vibrational energy into the earth around them, into the city around them, the place they're in, and help the vibration of the people around them rise and the earth. So that is what you're doing, and you have this powerful effect on others where because you're so much in your heart chakra, you're helping other people step into their heart chakra as well, helping other people have heart healing. I feel like some of you are opening up your throat chakra and releasing blockages there. So what that essentially means is you are becoming more empowered in speaking your truth, saying no to people, setting boundaries with people. And as a result of that, you have the effect on people around you in the city you're in the country you're in, where you're helping them also align to their truth and open up their throat chakra and their voice and their authenticity and self-expression. And because you're stepping into the unlimited highest version of yourself, you are also having this effect on others, even people you don't know, where you are energetically helping them step into the highest version of themselves. Your power is beyond your mind, beyond what your human mind can even comprehend. And you have done this already. You've done this before, but you don't realize it. And that's why the Beyond the Mind card is here, because it's too powerful for our minds to even comprehend. So what I'm also seeing is you have this very vibrant presence. So when you're in people's space and energy, most of it is energy with the crown chakra here. Like the effect you have on others is mostly energetic and mostly felt energetically by them. Where they can't necessarily put it into words or explain or describe what they're feeling, but they feel it subconsciously or consciously, depending on how open they are, okay? But there is this vibe of you uplifting people whenever you're around them with your presence, with your energy, bringing this vibrant, powerful force of nature that may intimidate some, that may inspire some, and may also bring insecurities out in some, but will also uplift some, just depending on where they're at in their vibration. That's nothing you can control, the reaction you get out of people. That depends on where they're at. So like I said, if they're at a low vibration and they're operating at insecurity, you can't really control the reaction you get out of them. So when you're in your power, you're naturally going to bring that reaction out of them, but it's nothing for you to worry about. It's part of their lesson and their journey. Nothing for you to feel bad about. But like I said, you will uplift a lot of people with your energy and your presence, and that's what I feel. And that strong energy of inspiration. So you'll often do things out of the passion from your heart. Like, let's say you go towards a specific hobby of yours and you really master that skill, and people see that talent you have and they get inspired and choose to do the same thing with their passions. Excuse me. And then it's kind of like you inspire people to become the powerful versions of themselves. So they see your power and then they are inspired to become powerful too, to become great too, to become talented too, all those things. So that is something I see. And it doesn't just have to be with talents or passions, but I'm using that as an example. Let's say you wear something and people physically see it with their eyes, and then they feel inspired to dress like you, or it can even be physical like that. Spirit is showing me people like to look at you physically too, so they find you very beautiful and attractive, and you may have this effect on people where they crush on you a lot too, or just want to be around you and look at you, like you're aesthetically pleasing to look at. But your energy is also very magnetic and calls people in. Like a magnet. It's like you pull people towards you like a magnet. So that's the effect your presence has on them. People feel your very loving and nurturing presence and energy, and they just want to share love with you a lot of the times. They just want to have some kind of relationship with you. It doesn't always have to be romantic, but they want to be around you and get to know you deeply. What I'm feeling with harmonic flight and the crown chakra is a lot of people that are close to you. Like, if you have a specific relationship in your life, like a romantic connection or best friend or close friend, or family members, whatever it is, it's just people you're close to right now, where they feel like they have this deep connection to you that can't be described, that is impossible to describe with words. It's energetically felt, but this is like giving me deep soul connection vibe, where they feel like they click with you, and they feel like they relate to you on a deep soul level, and they feel like the sense of familiarity with you, like I've known you before and I found you in this lifetime. Okay, so that's very interesting. So now I'm going to take a look at your tarot cards. Again, I'm feeling the itch, so it's like not everybody will be able to come to your level energetically. And don't think of it in a way of like, one person's better than the other. No, that's not what I'm saying at all. But think of Earth like a school, right? And let's say you are in grade 12 and someone is in grade 1. They won't be able to relate to you or even understand what you're saying or get you fully, because they still have a lot more work to do. Think of them as maybe more of a new soul that hasn't learned as much as you have on in your incarnations, because I see you're an old soul. And think of it just as like a grade 1 can't understand grade 12's maths, because it's like they haven't learned to that level yet. So again, I'm feeling that energy, but don't take it personally, but just find people that align to you and are on the same vibration and level as you, or people that want to grow and not like try to pull you down to their vibration, their low vibration. So spirit guides of pile number 1. I do feel like you've released a lot of those people from your life with the 9 showing up twice because 9 is a number of release. And as a result of you releasing them, they miss you, but then they also see that maybe it wasn't meant to be. Maybe you two aren't meant to be together in each other's lives. And I felt the energy of betrayal now. So maybe some of these people betrayed you very badly and just hurt your heart very badly because it kind of looks like tears coming out of her eyes. I feel like you're a very flowy person, and as a result of that, when you're in people's presence, you make them experience more flow, more harmony, more peace. So we have temperance here, confirmation from spirit. Maybe you are working on balancing, finding balance in your life, finding harmony in your life, finding peace, protecting your peace. As a result of that, the people around you start to feel at peace too, because the thing is, how I see energies, I see auras all the time, but I try to not look at like strangers' auras because I just feel like that's too personal for me. Anyways, but like when you hug another person or you spend a lot of time around another person, your energy starts to mingle and mix until you go home and you've been home for a few days and your energy naturally clears or you clear your own aura. But we often don't realize the effect our energy has on others, the positive effect it has on others. So when we're working on ourselves and doing something within our energy field, that energy naturally kind of mixes with other people's energy. Think of it like two glasses of water mixing together. So then it affects them in positive ways too, where they don't even maybe realize what's going on, but they feel it. So we have the King of Pentacles in the reverse, and we have the Four of Swords. So this is what I was speaking about. It's like your energy brings people peace. Your presence brings people peace, makes them feel at home, makes them feel cozy and all warm. And I feel like people often want to like have physical contact or touch with you because I don't know why, I just feel like this cuddly feeling with you. What is the King of Pentacles reverse, bird, here? Okay, I'm connecting to my heart chakra now. So this confirms to me that spirit is saying that you are very connected to your heart chakra. I feel like you're not necessarily from Earth, your soul. Your soul is from somewhere else, but you are learning to connect more to the earthly realm and not discard it as something useless, because you are on this earthly realm to learn something, to grow here, to experience something. So you're not discarding that thing that you're here to experience. You're learning to balance out the physical and the spiritual. You're learning to become not only more intuitive and trust your intuition more, but you're also learning to be a human. You're also learning to connect with your humanly experience and be more grounded. So it's like you're finding a balance between the two energies, between the two polarities, even the yin and yang. So maybe some of you have been doing a lot of shadow work on yourself and then finding the light again and bring that back into your aura. And as a result of you doing that, you have this effect on other people's energy where they start to integrate the same thing, but unconsciously. So like I said, you're a grid worker and your energy kind of seeps into others and helps them integrate those things too, especially if it's very hard for them. And there are certain lessons you've already learned with the Ten of Swords, certain karmic cycles that were weighing heavy on you that you've already released, burdens you've had, where you've already integrated those lessons. And when you come into people's vicinity and presence and your aura kind of seeps into theirs, it helps them learn certain lessons that they are struggling with. And then they get epiphanies, realizations, aha moments, and they're like, where did this come from? I was struggling with this for 2 years, and waiting for something to change, and all of a sudden out of nowhere this comes, but they don't realize that, oh, I just saw pile number 1 last week and now I'm having this epiphany, I'm kind of getting that vibe. Also with the food I smelt in the beginning, like if you ever cook food for people, your energy goes into that food. Like that energy of love goes into that food and can be actually quite healing for people. Let's say you paint or do something artistic or sing, like that energy can go into people's auras. I don't know, like it can be anything like that where you're doing something for a person and that energy goes in it. Let's say you make a thoughtful present for somebody and your energy of love goes into it and it affects them in positive ways. I'm seeing an energy like that. Like whatever you make, your energy goes into it and affects people positively. Also with this temperance card, she looks quite seductive here. So I do feel like you have that effect on people where you kind of seduce them a little bit, even if it's unintentional. We have the Hierophant. So yeah, this is what I was speaking about. Like you help people learn certain lessons that they're battling with, that they're really struggling to carry on their own. So sometimes you'll come into people's lives just to help them learn a lesson that they're struggling with, where they can't carry it on their own. It's too heavy for them. So this is what I have for you. This is the effect you have on others with your presence. So I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number 2s. If you chose this Amethyst crystal and the Portal Keeper, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the effect your presence has on others. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself enjoying this reading, and if you want to stay up to date with what I post daily, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, I do have a limited amount of space available, so you can find my email address in the description box below. So with your pile, I feel a few things. Let me go ahead and say it before I forget, because a few messages came through already. Like when I looked at the intro, at your card in the intro, a few messages came through, and now as I'm sitting in your energy. So the first thing I saw was like with these stars, it made me think of like a toddler going to sleep and taking a nap time. And that's not a bad message. What that means is your presence makes people feel safe, or sometimes people feel sleepy in your presence. Like they just feel so cozy and like, I just want to fall asleep right now and nap, but not in a bad way, okay? And then I also feel another energy where sometimes your presence makes people just feel like getting up and dancing and having fun, because I heard the song Girls Just Want to Have Fun, and I'm seeing a mental image of like 4 women dancing and having like a pillow fight, having a sleepover. So it's like your presence makes people feel like getting up and having fun. And now as I say that, I got strong goosebumps, and I love their energy. So your energy gives people goosebumps, but also when you say certain things, it gives people goosebumps and people love your energy. And also now I just saw, I think it's Jenna Ring from 13 going on 30, when she gets up and she kind of like goes to dance in the club where everybody's like having a boring time, and then she kind of livens it up, where she becomes the life of the party. So I feel like you bring out like fun moments where people just want to have fun around you. Like let's say they were very bored and you just come into their vicinity, and it's like you just make them want to have fun and let loose. So I do see that. Another vision I had in the intro, I was looking at your card and it kind of reminded me of Egypt and past lives. Some people feel a sense of familiarity to you, like I've met this person before, I just can't put my finger on it. And they haven't necessarily met you in this lifetime, but in a past life. Some people feel that. And then when I looked at this card, I also saw a vision of Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. The specific scene where she's like drawing him and she's doing like a bad good meter. So, you know, he kind of like has to become good in that movie. So she's kind of like recording his good and bad acts. And I feel like what this means to me is maybe you've come across certain people where you've had karmic past life ties to them. And maybe they have hurt you in a past life, and maybe in this life they have a second chance to come around to really prove to God, the universe, that they can become better. So they're purposeful incarnating. This is not everybody you've encountered, but some people you've encountered where there is a karmic tie. So let's say they've wronged you in a past life, and in this life they get a second chance to prove to God that yes, they can change and can become good. And they get to use their free will to become good or bad. And I feel like you are a very good person. Maybe you have this humanitarian type of vibe. You just want to help people. You just want to become a better person and spread that goodness to the world. And some people see that and they want to become better versions of themselves where they know that maybe they've made certain mistakes in the past, or they've hurt people in the past, or they've treated people badly in the past, and then they aspire to become good like you. And then they get the choice to either, yes, become a good person or keep being a bad person. And that is their choice. That's up to them. And then they choose that timeline for themselves. So I feel like you've encountered a lot of people like that. And that outcome depends on them at the end of the day, their free will. But you kind of help them want to become better versions of themselves. I also feel like some of you have had this karmic tie with family members, where you have been a lesson to bad people. And now I'm hearing the song Karma in my mind by Summer Walker, where she talks about like, what are the lyrics? Let me just get it out. Okay, the lyrics are, I told you you better stay prayed up. You never thought the universe would be looking for revenge. You can't just keep doing them girls like that, thinking that nobody finna bite back. Losing your mind, baby, can't be sure time's wasted. Nice to meet you. I'm sorry, I'm just here to do my job. Nice to meet you, no running. Please don't fear me, I'm just karma. So, she kind of talks about being karma to a person that is just doing people wrong, that's just hurting people left, right, and center. So maybe you have been some people's karma, some people's hugest lesson, where maybe they need to learn that lesson, and you are kind of like that slap in the face that the universe wants to give them. And that might sound bad and mean, but what I mean by that is, so Spirit is showing me these people are not awake. These people are not self-aware of how their actions or their words affect others. And you're kind of like throwing the water on their face to make them wake up. You know, when you're in a deep sleep and you don't want to wake up and someone throws water on you and you wake up, Spirit is showing me you being that water and you being some people's karma. So I do see that. It's not bad. They're meant to experience that, to awaken. So we have the card alignment. You may want to listen to pile number 1 because I spoke a lot about alignment if you were drawn, of course. And we have the violet flame. So we're first going to take a look at your oracle cards, then after that your tarot. Okay. So I'm seeing cotton candy. I feel like you're very sweet. And cotton candy reminds me of like when you're a child and you go to like a fair or somewhere fun and like you're going on like roller coaster rides and things like that. So now it makes me think of fun again. So I feel like you bring a fun, lively energy into people's lives, but you're also very sweet, like candy floss, and you bring sweetness to people. I do feel like you have a duality to you. You've also called out people that haven't been good people. I feel the sense of justice energy from you. Maybe some of you are lawyers or work in the law industry, but there's just like this very justice like kind of energy coming from you where maybe you've stood up for certain friends or people where they were in situations where they were being treated unfairly, or even just people in general. And it's like people that were in those situations that were unfair truly appreciate you standing up for them. And there's also something about you calling people out and calling out things that need to be seen, the unseen, the darkness. So you have this duality to you where you have the sweet side to you, but you also have like this justice side to you that is quite powerful and cool. And I feel like that's part of your soul purpose, like bringing justice and bringing the seen to the unseen, bringing awareness to the unseen. Very cool. Also, I feel like with that candy floss thing where it reminded me of like childhood, I do feel like you bring people's inner child out where they want to play and have fun, like I said earlier. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but it keeps coming up. Also, you have this ripple effect on people's lives. What is this ripple effect? Because this kind of reminds me of ripple effects. What is this, Spirit? I'm seeing it in terms of energy and timeline. So let me just explain what I'm seeing. Let's say somebody is meant to walk through this door, and this door is a metaphor for this new beginning they're meant to step into, their purpose, what they're meant to do, their soul purpose, who they're meant to become. But some things are holding them back energetically. Let's say they have a toxic job that's holding them back, and they're supposed to do something else in their job and career, but they're staying stuck within this job and they feel so stuck and they know they feel stuck. They want to go to the next chapter, the next level, but they don't understand what to do. And it's like you're that cat that's kind of helping them jump to the next level and let go of whatever is keeping them stuck. Let's say they're in a relationship that is toxic for them and not good for them and keeping them from becoming the version of themselves they want to become and keeping them from living the life they want to experience. You help them release that so that they can jump up to that next level. I also feel with the cat, it's like so Spirit is showing me, how cats always lands on their feet, and some people have tried to jump towards things but didn't land on their feet. I feel you being that healer to them. Maybe some of you are doctors, actually, like literally, but I feel like you being that healer for them that helps them heal certain wounds so that they can jump to the next level of where they're meant to be energetically. And when I say jump to the next level, I just mean level up, metaphorically. So you have this ripple effect on people's lives where you help them shift something. You help them go to the next level in their lives of where they're meant to be. And they were feeling stuck before where they wanted to be there, but they didn't know how to get there. They didn't know what steps to take. So imagine yourself as that ladder that helps them get there. Okay, so that's what I see. I do also feel like you have a healing energy with the crystals here and the cats, because cats have very healing energy. And you help people bring their energy back into balance where they have a love for their duality and acceptance for their duality and their shadow and light self. Okay, very interesting. I also feel like with the dolphin here, this is a sense of playfulness, but you're also very intelligent. So, like the things you say to people help them build up their own intelligence and their wisdom. Also, you help bring messages to people sometimes from their ancestors or from past on loved ones, and you don't realize it because you are a channel. Okay. Like messages they pass on loved ones wanted to bring them, but they ignore, or signs, Sometimes you'll say something to a person and you don't realize it's a message for them, but they will realize it. I also feel like you see through people. You're very intuitive, this pile, and like people know that you see through them. So then some people, if they're trying to hide something, they will get very uncomfortable around you because it's like they feel you seeing through them. They feel you seeing through their lies, all of that. You also help people become more independent. And what I feel from that is because you are so independent yourself. So we have the Ace of Pentacles here. Let's say you want to go towards an opportunity, but naturally you feel a sense of fear, but you start to tap into your courage and you go towards it anyway, independently. And because of that, maybe you start to inspire others to do the same. I do see that. Especially those that want their own sense of independence and freedom. We have the Chariot. So the Chariot is literally a card I see as leveling up sometimes. So that's quite interesting that I was talking about leveling up and the Chariot came out. So you help people level up to where they're meant to be in life. Alignment. And you help them integrate their duality. Okay, we have the Page of Wands reversed. So some people that are losing hope or passion for life, you help revive their passion. I also feel like certain people that have been around energy vampires, narcissists, very bad people where they've lost the spark for life, you help them revive that. We have the Page of Swords reversed. I feel like with the Page of Swords reversed, the effect you have on others is not just from advice you give them, not just from the words you give them, but it's also from the energy you bring, from your actions, like you setting an example, you being in that leadership energy. So what Spirit is telling me here is you don't even need to give people advice to have a positive effect on them. When you are stepping into this leadership energy where you're going towards your goals, where you are leveling up, where you're growing as a person, where you're becoming more independent, where you're going towards your passions, that has a ripple effect on others too, where they start to feel inspired and they want to do the same thing. So it doesn't necessarily just have to be advice you're giving people, but I do feel like the words you have on people or the words you give people have a strong effect on them, whether that be positive or negative. So choose your words wisely. Pile number 2. We have the Emperor in the reverse. I also feel like with the Emperor in reverse, some of you are meant to, in this lifetime, bring down people that are abusing their sense of power. So let's say, I don't know what this has to do with. Maybe some of you are actually in like industries like this in your career where you like bring those people down, but like I feel like you're here to bring karmic balance, to help the scales of karma balance. I don't know if some of you are Libras or have Libra North Node, but I'm seeing something about like bringing karma back into balance where people that are in power that aren't meant to be in power, that are abusing their power, can fall so that somebody that's meant to be there can take their place. So I'm seeing it like as a vision where a king is a bad king and the king is overthrown so that somebody that's meant to be the king actually can become the king. That's just a metaphor for the energy, but it doesn't just have to be high positions of power. It can be like people, having power trips with people or just doing power play with people or being quite manipulative. Like I said, you can be their karma sometimes when you call them out. When people are around you, they're forced to grow, they're forced to face their fears, they're forced to sort of like face their heartbreaks and the challenges they go through in life. When people are around you, they're forced to not complain about their problems, but find solutions to their problems, because some people are stuck in cycles, negative karmic cycles of just complaining the whole time. And the more they complain, the more they release this bad negative energy into their life, and the more they keep themselves stuck. Because what Spirit is showing me is a vision of my dog where she does this thing where when she's on a leash and I tie her to the leash to like an object, she will kind of like make herself get stuck in that leash by like going around in circles. So what Spirit is showing me is like a karmic loop where, let's say they're complaining the whole time. They're going around in this karmic loop the whole time and getting themselves more stuck in that metaphoric leash. So that's what Spirit is showing me. And You help them kind of like find the clarity and the focus to not just look at the negative side, but how can we find a solution to this problem so we can stop complaining about it. I don't know if you're somebody that doesn't like complaining, but I'm seeing that. I also feel like there are certain people in your life where you were giving them very soft love at first. Like I said, you're very sweet. You have the sweet side to you. But at some point when people don't listen to that sweet advice you have, of course we can't control another person's actions. If we give them advice and they don't take it, that's up to them. But it's like there have been times where you had to give certain people tough love because you wanted the best for them. It came from good intention and, excuse me, but there's something about them being grateful for the fact that you gave them tough love because they wouldn't have stepped up to this new energy if you hadn't done that, if that makes sense. So this is the effect your presence has on others, like the people in your life, the people you've been around. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe if this video resonated, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Hi there, my pile number threes. If you chose this agate crystal in the air card with paradigm shift, then this is your reading. We're going to be taking a look at the effect you have on others with your presence. So please be aware that this is a general reading. Only take what resonates, leave the rest. If you find yourself enjoying this reading and if you want to stay up to date with what I post daily, then please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Also, if you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please find my email address in the description box below because I do have a limited amount of space available. Okay, so what I'm energetically feeling from this pile, already in the intro, I felt my crown chakra open when I looked at pile three's card. So I feel like your crown chakra, your third eye, is very strong and very open. I felt it open up to the point where it physically hurt. So if you get a lot of headaches or migraines, I want you to ask Spirit or your spirit guides or God, whatever you believe in, whatever you're comfortable with, to close up the third eye a little bit. And I want you to like ground yourself in nature. Put your feet on the ground and ask the earth to kind of like balance out the energy, because sometimes your third eye is a little bit overactive where you sometimes feel too much energies and it's overstimulating and overwhelming. So I feel like that's just advice for you. It's not part of the reading, but that's what I feel. But it is kind of part of the reading. So what I see here is I feel like you are kind of similar to pile one, but different in a way, because pile one gave me like more starseed energy, but your pile gives me like the energy of somebody that was a mystical being in a past life. So maybe you were like a fairy in a past life, or like a mystical being like a dragon or a unicorn or a gnome or a mermaid. I don't know. Like I'm seeing mystical beings, right? So I don't feel like your soul or your energy is from Earth, and I feel like you bring that mystical, magical energy to everyone around you. I also feel like some of you have like a witchy energy or vibe. Even if you're not a witch, you could just have a sense of magic within you that you remind people of. So, what Spirit is showing me, if you relate to that magical part, is you know when you watch a movie as a child and you just see all the magic in it? It's like that's your effect on others, where you remind people of the magic within the world that we don't get to see every day. So I do see that. And because of that, your crown chakra and third eye is naturally going to be more open. And naturally, your mind feel a little bit less grounded than the average human being. So I think grounding is very important for you. And once you start doing that more, your energy will influence others even better, if that makes sense. Because some people that need to be reminded of the magic come into your vicinity and they do get that. Whereas some people that are a little bit too much rooted to this earth, they don't quite get you. And there may be this sort of like, You know what Spirit is showing me in a metaphor? When you try to like take a clip and attach it to something like on a bag, but it doesn't want to attach, it's like they can't necessarily grasp your energy, if that makes sense. So you might not give that effect to those types of people. But I do feel like most people you encounter, you bring that effect to them. And I also feel like, since I mentioned the crown chakra, I see you like channeling or downloading information, ideas, concepts, dreams, even like things you're meant to be going towards. And then you follow that intuition, you go towards that idea, that concept. Maybe spirit tells you to do something and you do it, or your intuition tells you to do something and you follow it. And then it creates this wonderful effect on your life where your life starts to shift and change. And think of it like spirit is showing me breadcrumbs from the universe. Go here, go here, go here. And once you follow those breadcrumbs, you are following that navigation system the universe gave you, so that the universe, God, can guide you to your highest timeline. I don't know why all three piles are coming through like very spiritual, but it is. But this is what I'm seeing, like energy wise, in terms of metaphors. And as you go towards those breadcrumbs, you completely shift and change your own life. So I feel like this pile has had huge shifts and changes in your life. And I just saw the angel number 5 now. So 5 is a number of change. We're 5 minutes in, that's why I say that. So yeah, you've changed your life a lot like that. And as a result of that, other people see that and they want to also change their life greatly. So then either they come to you, they ask you for advice, like, what did you do to change your whole life? Or they watch you with the eyes here. They secretly watch you and try to like learn from you in a way, almost use you as a mentor, but not quite. And then they watch you and then they follow in your footsteps. And then they also change their life greatly. So I do feel that energy. Now I'm hearing this song, I always feel like somebody's watching me. So if you do sense people watching you, it's most of the time not out of bad intention, but out of the intention of wanting to learn from you and kind of like mimic you a little bit so that they can also do the same changes. Because what Spirit's showing me as an example is, let's say somebody, um, let's say this isn't the best example, but let's say somebody you loses weight and their body looks good and they make a drastic change to their look. Oftentimes people want to know what their secret was so that they can maybe do the same thing if they're struggling with their weight. I know that's not the best example, but that's what Spirit is showing me to kind of help you understand what I'm seeing. We have high heart chakra with ecstatic bliss. And we have the sacral chakra with the core of creation. I feel like I heard primordial being. Interesting. I feel like your soul has been here since the beginning of time, the beginning of earth, and I feel like you're connected to primordial deities. I don't know what all the primordial deities are, but Spirit is showing me Gaia as an example. I don't know if you connect to primordial deities or if they're just around you as guides, but I'm seeing that. Some of you are creatives in this pile, like you connect to that archetype of the artist. And some of you are like meant to bring your ideas. If you're not an artist specifically, like you're meant to bring your creative ideas to life. You're meant to create the reality you dream of. Some of you are visionaries, dreamers, and you're meant to kind of create that for yourself to inspire others to also create their dreams and take their dream from their mind and make it into a reality. So that is what you are doing here. Like you're meant to inspire people towards that. And you're meant to help people see that they are in control of their reality. They are the only one that is in control of their reality, nobody else. The only person holding them back is themselves and their limited beliefs. So, You know, if they step into the driver's seat of their life, they can create their reality. They can create their dreams into a reality, because those dreams aren't there for no reason. They are our purpose. They're what we're meant to go towards. They're not a coincidence, is what Spirit is saying. So they're meant to go towards that. And you are kind of the example from the universe that their dreams are not too big. And I feel like you're meant to share that energy with others. And if you are an artist, then I feel like your artistry or your creative works are coming from Spirit and do influence people. Like, people are meant to read your books, people are meant to listen to your music, people are meant to look at your paintings, because there is something energetically within it that was given to you from Spirit. Like, you had this calling to do it, and people are meant to read that, listen to it, see it, because it's something, it's going to activate something within them so that they can create too. So I am seeing that. I do feel like this pile has also had a lot of people copy you because you're very original. So people that lack originality, or they are afraid to be their authentic self, may try to copy you, or if they don't know themselves, they may try to copy you to try and imitate that energy. But this is not a bad thing. So Spirit is showing me a different perspective. I feel like I'm part of this pile because I am a dreamer myself and a visionary myself, and I relate to this, where like people have often copied me and I got annoyed by it, but Spirit is showing me a different perspective where it's not bad. So think of method acting. You know, like when an actor fully embodies that character and they play that character and they start to like live life as that character. They start to energetically almost become like that character, where they understand what that character is feeling, what that character is going through, so that they can perfectly portray it. The same with us. When people copy us, it's not always bad. What Spirit is showing me energetically is they are taking on some of our energy so that they can become more like us, because maybe they see something within us that they want to become themselves, and maybe that is helping them become the version of themselves that they're meant to become. And if they're tapping into our energy and taking on our energy and almost like imprinting it into their aura, it's like they sort of start to learn the things that you've learned, and it helps them along their journey. So I'm being shown like it's not always the greatest, because sometimes they can have a jealousy towards you but copy you at the same time. I'm seeing that, but then sometimes it's like they aspire to be like you and then they become more like you, if that makes sense. And what I was being shown is like your energy being imprinted onto them like a sticker, if that makes sense. So with the high heart chakra, I feel like you are somebody that tries to give unconditional love to the people you love, and you do bring that to people. So people feel like, you know, when they meet you, they feel like, oh, I could be this person's friend. They seem like the person that would love me unconditionally, that would love me for who I am and just, accept me as I am. And that's what a lot of humans want, to be loved and accepted. Even if they tell themselves they don't, a lot of humans do want that. And it's like you can offer that to people. I also feel like you have like this positive cheerleader energy. So, like if somebody's friends with you, you will cheerlead them into becoming a better version of themselves, into changing their life. Let's say they have a dream and they feel not good enough to go towards that. You will help them become more confident in themselves. So I'm seeing that energy where you kind of like give people a confidence boost with the sacral chakra. I'm seeing from Spirit, some people encounter you when they need you on their path, if that makes sense. Like, let's say they need a little push towards confidence or towards, making a big step for themselves or going towards their dreams. Sometimes they'll come into your life even for a short period of time to just learn something from you. I also feel like this pile is very flowy, very gracious, very gentle-hearted, and that energy helps people become more soft and helps people open up their heart more, especially people that have trust issues, where maybe their privacy has been violated, where maybe their trust has been broken. You are helping them, show them that like there are people in the world that we can trust and that we can love and open our heart to. So I do feel like you are heart chakra opener for some people, where their heart has been closed off due to pain. We have the world, and you help them let go of it, shed their old skin so that they can become a new version of themselves. A new and improved version is what I'm hearing. So we have the Lovers. There's a lot of fixed sign energy in this pile. So either you yourself are a fixed sign, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, Taurus, or you help a lot of fixed signs change, if that makes sense. I feel like for most of you, it's the latter one where you help people that are too fixed, or like people that don't really like change, integrate change, if that makes sense. With the Lovers here, there's also Gemini energy, and I also feel like Pisces, water energy. We have Ace of Cups. I feel like with the Ace of Cups, it's like the effect you have on others and the Lovers, it's like you offer people love. You come to people with very good intentions. You are a lover at heart, and you just want to spread love wherever you go. So it's like people feel that from you, and it's like, let's say somebody's scared to maybe hold your hand, because as I look at this image, I'm hearing that like Instagram reel sound where it's like, take my hand, and then the person's like, it burns, like something like that. So, some people that are meant to open up their heart chakra, where maybe they have grown up in a way where something caused them to become distant and close off their heart. And it's like you're meant to open their heart back up to sweetness and love. That's very cute. Yeah, Three of Swords reverse. It's like you bring heart healing to them. Like, I feel like you're a heart healer. You help people heal their hearts. You may attract a lot of broken birds to heal them. But also, it's not your responsibility to heal the broken birds if they don't want to heal themselves. We have the Ace of Swords in the reverse. I also feel like you help bring people clarity whenever they're feeling confused. So I feel like you're that type of person. I'm hearing follow your heart. Like maybe when you give people advice, you don't try to tell them too much of what you would do in that situation, but try to get them to follow their heart and their own intuition. And as you do that, you help things become clearer for them. So I do feel like people feel like your advice is top notch, not just because you're sharing wisdom and advice, but you're helping them follow their own heart, not just what you want them to do. You know what I mean? So I feel like you're very unbiased in that approach when you are giving people advice, and it does help them a lot. It does help them have a clearer perspective where they can get rid of any internal doubt or any internal conflict of the decision they're wanting to make. So this is your reading pile number 3. This is the effect your presence has on others. I really hope this reading resonated with you. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.